Okay, the first form we're going to make is a sphere. So we're going to start by making a circle. Now some people say they can't draw circles. And what I want you to know is this doesn't have to be a perfect circle. Just practice with your hand a few times going around. Just practice going around. And then let it come down and go around. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's fine. After we make our circle, to turn this into a sphere, we want to decide where our light source is. Where is our light coming from? Our light is going to be coming from over on this side. So if the light is coming from this side, where is it going to be lightest? And where is it going to be darkest? Well, if the light is hitting it here, it makes sense that it's going to be lightest here and darkest over here. So we're going to make the darkest area on this side and the lightest area on this side. Now we're not going to make our dark area straight across like this because it's a roundness, a circle. So we're going to make it round as well, our dark area, kind of like a moon. This darkest area. Now when we're shading like this and we make this darkest shadow is called a core shadow. Okay? It's called a core shadow. It's the darkest shadow. And you can't be afraid of the dark. How many of you like to sleep with the night light on because you don't like the dark? Stacy doesn't really like it a whole lot. I like to be able to see what's going on around me. But in art, when drawing, you can't be afraid of the dark value. That's what, if you don't have the dark and the light values, it won't look as three-dimensional. So we've got our core shadow, our dark shadow. Now we're coming in with this next door neighbor to it. Okay. It's looking pretty good, except I could see where it goes from this value to that one. And I don't want to be able to see the line here. I want it to be like this one. I want it to be gradual or gradient. So I'm going to come back and smooth that together with my pencil. And now I'm going to come in with another one. We want to have at least 5 values. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, if I could see where they join, I want to go back over it a little bit. Now I'm going to barely float it. And where the light is hitting it, I'm going to leave it white. Now what I could do here to help this look more gradual is blend it together. If you have nothing at all, you could use your finger to blend it together, or you could use a piece of tissue to blend it together. Now what I'm going to have to do here is find my eraser. Oh, where did Miss Stacy's eraser go? So that I could clean up the page. Do you see where my light is hitting it? It's a little bit darker than what I had it because I blended it over onto it. So what I could do is come back with my eraser and clean that up. First, let's clean up the outside of the circle where we came. It's called craftsmanship, trying to be neat. So let's get all that off of there that shouldn't have been on there. And then where our light is hitting it, we can even erase some of the line there. We're going to come back and erase where the light is hitting it to make what's called a highlight. And blend it together again so that you can't see. Might have to do this a couple of times to get it the way you want it to look. Okay, so where the light is hitting it is called, what did we say it's called right here? The highlight. And over here where it's darkest, it's called the core shadow. Now the only thing left for us to do is what's called a cast shadow. And this is because when the light hits the ball, it can't travel through it, so it leaves a shadow on the table or on the floor. And some people want to make it a big round shadow. It doesn't come up here, it's just kind of flat on the ground down here. And where it's closest to the ball, that's where it receives the least light. So that's where it's going to be darkest. And then it'll get a little lighter as it goes out. All right. So now we have our sphere. You come in and just clean up your edges a little. And now it looks three-dimensional, like it could just pop off the page. So we have our core shadow, our dark area, our highlight, our lightest area, and our cast shadow. So practice that, and next we will make a cone.